As 2021 passes us by with some of the greatest anime series we have ever come across, 2022 is set to pass that as we are starting to realise that the anime world is undergoing some seriously big changes. Welcome back to Animeology. Today we'll be taking a look at the most hyped up anime set to come out in 2022. We're not talking hyped as in Season 4 of your favourite series or the finale to one of the greatest. We're talking about brand new and fresh anime series that are set to take us into the next generation. Number 10. Spriggans. An awesome thriller series with a fun science fiction background and some absolutely awesome action scenes. You would not believe how long the anime world has waited to finally see a Spriggan series that we can finally watch. The manga actually first showed up in 1989. That is seriously old. Since then, the series has been turned into a successful film and a pretty fun video game. But we've got confirmation of a Spriggan anime adaptation coming out in 2022, and we cannot wait. We learned of an ancient civilization that had extremely advanced technology, once ruling Earth, but corrupted by this technology and destroyed themselves, leaving messages for their later generations in the form of indestructible message plates written in old and almost forgotten languages. These messages give us access and the secrets behind this ancient civilization's powerful tech, but warned us that if this technology could not be used for good, then it should be destroyed. Different army and private forces begin a hidden race for these mysterious artifacts and powerful relics that are supposedly hidden around the world. We follow a mysterious private military corporation that looks to capture these devices first with their elite secret agents and stop humans from destroying themselves with these powerful relics. Number 9. Blue Lock. Said to be one of the biggest releases of 2022, Blue Lock is a sports anime series with a strong focus on football. After Japan finishes poorly in the International Football World Cup, the Japanese Football Union decides to build an elite football training facility to have Japan win the very next World Cup. We follow Yoichi Isagi, a relatively unknown high schooler that joins the Blue Lock program and aims to become the very best footballer in the entire world. An interesting and engaging road as we follow Yoichi as he overcomes a number of hurdles in his path. Distractions are thrown at our hero left and right, and things can certainly look bleak during the series. The real highlight of the manga was the actual football scenes itself. Fast-paced and epic shots that play out like a battle or a fight more than anything. We absolutely cannot wait to watch this anime series because we guarantee some top 10 anime fights will come out of the Blue Lock anime adaptation. Number 8. Orient. Alongside a more realistic historical tone, Orient is set to bring a captivating and fun sense of adventure to anime lovers from across the world. A relatively new manga series, Orient made huge waves across the manga scene upon release, and we're expecting nothing less with the release of this highly anticipated anime adaptation. The core storyline itself following a young 15-year-old boy by the name of Misha. Orient itself is set during the famous Sengoku period of Japan and blends fantasy elements through the introduction of demons that rule Japan in this interesting alternative version of history. Our hero Misha is looking to face off and defeat these demons with his special and unmatched powers. The manga itself is highly praised for its brilliant monsters and character designs, a beautiful blend of horrifying yet brilliant. Maturing over its run, this should be a fun watch, but it's not afraid of introducing new elements into the mix, with a number of interesting and engaging characters and a great deal of well-developed story arcs and core plot points to draw from. Orient is really set to rock the anime world. Number 7. The Executioner and Her Way of Life. An interesting core storyline and backdrop with some well thought out characters. This series started off as an anime and well-received light novel series, soon published into a manga series and now set to be an anime that we can hardly wait to get into. A world in which wanderers enter our world from a foreign and strange realm, bringing with them some insanely powerful abilities by the name of Pure Concept. These powers are absolutely insane, and many lost control and brought unbelievable levels of disaster to the world. Legitimately huge disasters that rocked the entire planet. These powerful users are now considered taboo and are feared across most of the world. We follow Menu, an executioner that is tasked with destroying lost ones. We find her on the trail of Akira Tokito, attempting to murder her but failing to do so. Akira is able to reverse her death after being killed, and the executioner has no choice but to stay with her and find a way to eliminate this lost one. An absolutely brilliant premise and the perfect setting for a budding romance to be built upon. With some interesting backdrops and some intimate settings, this Siren series will definitely take a more mature approach, and we cannot wait to check it out. Number 6. Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
So it was always a dream for us to make
Cyberpunk might technically be considered a Western creation, but the fact that this project has the involvement of Studio Triggers guarantees that this will be one of the highest quality anime series out in 2022. But who is Studio Trigger? Formed by the creator of Gurren Lagann, one of the most defining modern anime series in recent times. Studio Trigger has been directly responsible for some of the biggest anime series out over the past few years, ranging from the highly influential Kill la Kill and extremely widespread Darling in the Franxx. Studio Trigger directly involved with the Cyberpunk anime project is something that we cannot wait to see. As we can see from the impressive history, but if you aren't a gamer, you probably aren't aware of the huge waves that Cyberpunk made until release. A long-teased and easily one of the most hyped-up games of all time, Cyberpunk is set in a distant future filled with humans and artificial limb replacements. Cyberpunk brought forward one of the most engaging and defining entrants into the dystopian future that we have ever seen. Number 5. Daemon.
久しぶり。俺帰ってきたで。この店継ぐために。
Not all the greatest upcoming anime series need big fights and epic magical powers. Daemon has us hyped up and excited for engaging an emotional story of a young man that dreams of becoming a member in a band. Running away from home to Tokyo 10 years ago, the story kicks off with him receiving a letter from home informing him that his father is in hospital. Without a second thought, he gives up on his dream and rushes back home. When he is home, a 10-year-old girl starts working at the family shop and becomes like a foster child, whilst the actual son is off in Tokyo and following his dreams. The core upset of the series is a contest between the young girl and our MC, as they compete in order to determine who will take over the family shop. With a strong cast of core characters and some extremely heavy and tense moments of emotion, Daemon moves us to tears in manga form, and we cannot wait to see what happens with this greatly anticipated anime series. Get your box of tissues ready. Number 4. Extraterrestrial Boys and Girls. This sci-fi film has an unbelievable level of hype around it. The community cannot wait, but we are also seeing some seriously big names attached to the project. We're talking huge names across the scene with a great deal of experience, working on projects from Gundam to Neon Genesis, Evangelion to Ghost in the Shell. This has led to a great deal of backing as well, a lot of investment from a lot of picture producers and studios across Japan, with production starting off in 2018 with an early 2022 release date. But what exactly is it? Little is known about this highly anticipated anime sci-fi film. The story is set in the year 2045, deep in outer space. Artificial intelligence is everywhere, and the internet and social media has really taken over. A huge accident occurs on a new Japanese space station, and a group of children are left behind. With no hope of rescue and barely any means of communication, a simple robot and a drone at their disposal, we shall closely follow these children and their attempts at survival. Said to be a brilliant film with some interesting and eye-opening social commentary, we cannot wait to see Extraterrestrial Boys and Girls. Number 3. Love to Kill. Bringing some of our favourite genres together, Love to Kill is looking to introduce elements of mystery and suspense, alongside a touching and intimate romance that we cannot wait to check out. Following a bounty hunter and a hitman that run into each other, with our hero following and bothering our beautiful leading lady, Chateau Dankworth, with some information in exchange for a date. We soon learn that our hero knows a lot more about this love interest than you'd imagine. The two share a mysterious common past that soon becomes increasingly more apparent when they are both targeted and threatened by a common enemy. In a story that's intertwined and epic, Love of Kill has seen many successful years of entertaining fans as a manga, and its release to anime is bound to make waves across the community. Number 2. Requiem of the Rose King. This is set to be one of the most stylish and slick new anime series to be released across 2021. A historically focused anime series with a strong romance behind it against a brilliant dark fantasy world. A bit slower paced than most, the sort of drama with high tension situations from Requiem of the Rose King is on another level entirely. This is as high a class an anime that you can get. With a loose basis on some classic Shakespeare plays such as Henry VIII and Richard III, Requiem of the Rose King is set during the famous historical War of the Roses, a period of English history in which royal families fought against themselves. As the Kingdom of England is torn apart with both sides claiming to be the rightful king, we follow the trials and tribulations of the young Prince Richard III, hated by his mother and loved by his father. Although alienated by almost everyone else, this is a series that focuses on the internal and emotional struggle of Richard, unintentionally forging alliances with his enemies and discovering that he himself has a passion and a desire for the throne and to ultimately become the King of England and the rule of the free world. And number 1. Uzumaki. This is going to be an anime series unlike any other. Starting off as a manga from as early as 1998, Uzumaki has struggled to be adapted into an anime series. A strong dark fantasy series with intense psychological horror themes and indications of the supernatural. Uzumaki focuses in on an odd occurrence across a fictional city that is cursed with a number of horrifying and chilling supernatural events involving spirals. With powerful imagery and strange ongoings, Uzumaki is going to be a difficult story to be told through anime form. But such a critically acclaimed work, and one that is legitimately scary and terrifying, we absolutely cannot wait for this anime adaptation to get released. But with an October 2022 release date, we still have a pretty long wait ahead of us.